Hey there, Cindy. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. So, I'm glad to see you guys here today. I have a really cute project that I'm going to be working on. I just want to make sure that my sound is off. I just logged into my Facebook account and realized that they have updated my account, so it looks a little bit different. So, Cindy, I know that you're here. If you can hear me, just let me know so that I know everything's working properly. It usually is, but sometimes when I'm getting updates, I'm not sure. So if you could just check on that, I would appreciate it. So I'm running a couple minutes late today, but I am here and ready to do a really fun project. And here's a really cool thing about this one. As I was saying to you recently, I am going to be offering hands-on project workshops in a new location. I'm moving out of my kitchen into a different area about a mile away from where I live. So if this is something that you would like to do yourself and have me help you with it, and you are in the Springfield, Massachusetts area, make sure that if you haven't already, you join my VIP group. It is free to join. Just put VIP in the comments and I can make sure that you're included on my event invitation. So just put VIP. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Cindy. All right, we are ready to roll. So let me get my screen set up here and we'll get this project started. I was running a few minutes late and didn't adjust my cameras quite right. So, okay, we're good now. So, this is the cutest little transfer. This is called Pumpkin Patch, and it is a B-size transfer. And this is going to be created on my favorite chalkboard ever, the Aiden Chalkboard. This has got a beautiful magnetic surface. It's got an antique white finish. I have had this chalkboard for almost 3 years. I use it all the time, you guys. I'm sure you've seen me use this dozens of times. And it's beautiful and it stays perfect and I love it. You can't hear me. Hi, Steve. Okay, so my husband's watching me from a restaurant. He's out of town tonight. Anyway, so we're going to be working with this one. Pick your own pumpkins, 10 cents a pound. I think it's so cute. So again, if you are local to the Springfield, Massachusetts area, not far from Hartford, make sure that you write VIP in the comments so that I can add you to that group. So I am going to, as always, save this packaging so that after I've used the transfer, I'm going to wash it, dry it, return it to its carrier sheet, and then I put it back into the envelopes that they come in just to keep them nice and clean and safe. So I'm going to turn this over, and you know what, the other day I could not find my marker. It's got to be here somewhere. It's not it. All right, it's not here. Normally, I would take a Sharpie and write on the back. I would write Pumpkin Patch on the back and my initials on the back, and I would also write on the front. And the reason that I do that is because after I've washed and dried my transfer, I want to return it to this paper. It's called the carrier sheet. And the side that you attach it to is actually very shiny and slick like a sticker paper. This side is not. It's very matte finished, and writing on the back reminds me not to attach it to the side with the writing on it. It makes a lot of sense, really. So I'm just going to remove the carrier sheet from the transfer from the carrier sheet. And we're going to do something called fuzzing. I wonder what I did with that marker. So what fuzzing is it helps, sometimes our transfers are super sticky. You can see this one sticking in my hand very well. And it can be a little bit hard to remove it from your surface. So what we do is we fuzz our transfer, pick up something with a little bit of lint on it. It can be a towel, it can be a t-shirt, it can be your jeans, anything that might have just a little bit of lint on it. And attach your transfer on and off a couple of times, and that just helps soften the adhesive. It picks up just a little bit of that lint and it doesn't damage your transfer at all. So I usually do it about 3 times. Sometimes if I'm doing a layered project, which this is not, you will do it more often because you barely want that sticky. If you're doing a layering project, layering one color of chalk over another one, sometimes if your transfer is really sticky, it can pull up the chalk that was already put down for the first layer. So we want to be real careful about that. So this is a Chalk Couture fuzzing towel. It is terry cloth on one side and microfiber on the other. The other side is perfect for after you've used your transfer, you wash it, dry it. You dry it sticky side up right on that microfiber side, and it works great. Okay, so you ordered that transfer. I love this one. I think this is so darn cute. So I'm just going to slide this on my chalkboard and try to find the center. It's a little bit shorter than the frame itself, so it's not too hard, and that looks pretty straight, judging from what I can see up at the screen. I could hold it up and block your view, but that's okay, you get it. So this transfer, just like the one I did the other day, which one was that I did? Oh, I did the big one last night, Fall, Hello Fall. It has kind of a large area that needs to be covered with chalk. So when you have large areas like this, you want to be really careful to start from the center and smooth your transfer out so you're eliminating any bumps, bubbles, or folds, especially from these large open areas. They can be a little tricky to get flat. So rub it down with your hand, and then you're going to take a rubber squeegee, which this is our small squeegee, and just sort of work from the center out and make sure that you've got all those bubbles and bumps worked out. If you find that you have an air bubble, peel it back a little bit and re-smooth it out, and it should be just fine. So I do have a little bit of air bubble right here. It's on the blue area, and I'm not going to worry about that because I'm not going to be chalking that part. But everything else looks pretty darn good. So we are going to be using the paste and peel method on this one. And the colors that I've chosen, first of all, I need to add a little bit of yellow, and I need to decide if I want to use a Shimmer Harvest, which is just a little bit of sparkle in it, and it's a little deeper than this one. This one's called Bumblebee. So I need to decide which of these I want to use. I'm going to use white for the lettering, and I also have orange peel for the pumpkin. So help me decide if you like the Shimmer Harvest or the Bumblebee. Which one do you think will look better on the black? And you can tell me. So as always, you want to stir your chalk paste before you get started. And I have my little stir sticks here. I usually get these, well, I've got a lot of them. I got them before Chalk Couture had stir sticks, but I got these on Amazon, but now we do have our own. You want to stir up your chalk paste really, really well, incorporate all of the oils and pigments, and you want it to be about the consistency of a cake batter or sour cream. And mine feels a little bit thicker than I normally would like it. So what I'm going to do is take a bit of distilled water. This is just a bottle that I refill all over and over again, and give that a little drink of water and stir it up. I would advise you not to use tap water. I did for a very long time, but suddenly our town started putting something that smells like chlorine in our water, and ever since then I've been having trouble with mildewed chalk paste. So I've switched to the distilled water, and I'm not having any trouble with that at all. So it's working out good. Melissa says harvest. Okay, any other votes? Any other votes? All right, see how that's looking better? Much better. Okay, so I'm going to show you the paste and peel method. First of all, I'm going to be doing just right here, pick your own. And I don't really need a giant, this isn't giant, this is called a small squeegee, but we have some that are smaller called mini squeegees, and that's just about perfect for that area. So I'm going to scoop some chalk paste up, and you can take as much as you want. Don't feel like you need to be stingy with it. Put it on nice and thick if you're a beginner. After a while, you get a feel for how much you actually need, and you don't need quite as much, but you don't have to worry that you're wasting it because all of the excess chalk paste goes right back into the jar. So you can see I left a nice thick coat on there, and I have all of the open areas covered. Anywhere where you're seeing black or gray showing through the screen here, there is a fine mesh that runs through the whole design, making it so that you can get all the details that you see in our designs. That is something you could not do with a stencil. So I'm scooping up the excess, putting it back into the jar. So as you can see, there's no waste. It goes right back in to use for another project. So you want to get that as thin as you can, but you also want to work quickly so that the chalk doesn't dry before you peel the transfer off. If it does dry, there's a pretty good chance you're going to peel off the chalk too. So be really aware of how quickly you're working. And if your chalk starts to feel like draggy, that usually means you're moving a little too slow and it's going to dry and stick to your transfer. So let me cover that and we'll pull this back. So I just did the paste part. Now I'm going to do the peel part. I'm just going to peel this back nice and easy. Look at that. Perfect. And I'm going to pull this back a little bit further and I'm going to dry this just a little bit. It would normally dry in about 5 minutes without using any kind of heat or airflow onto it. But I just want to dry it a little bit quicker this way. I'm using a heat tool, and this is normally used for embossing. I used to use a lot when I was making cards, but you can also use a hairdryer. Just keep it moving and don't burn your chalk with it. Keep it moving. Okay, we got 2 boats for harvest tonight. Alright, while you guys are watching, thank you for hitting that SHARE tab and sprinkling my video so that others can learn about Chalk Couture also. So again, I'm going to let this fall back very gently. I'm not going to rub down where I already chalked. I'm going to go back in with that squeegee and smooth this area all out again. I did want to mention that if you are using a hairdryer or a heat tool to dry your paste, don't let it hit your transfer because that will make it warp. These are reusable silkscreen transfers and you could get 6, 8, sometimes a lot more uses out of the one transfer. I got chalk dust all over here now. Alright, that looks great. And now we're going to go in with our orange peel. I've been using a color called papaya a lot lately. This is more of a dark orange. It's kind of hard to see the difference in my lights here, but we're going to be using the primary orange like a pretty pumpkin should be. So this one I've been using for a while, but I always want to stir. Come on, get one out of here. Gonna give that a good stir, and this one also is feeling a little bit thick. I'm gonna stir just a little more to see if I can have some. Sometimes there's a little bit of liquid on one side or the bottom of the jar, and you can usually stir that back up. But this looks like it needs a little bit of a drink too. Okay, yep, it does. All right, here we go. Distilled water, right from the grocery store. Ah, I got pumpkin chunks here. I need a towel. Oh. All right. If you guys watch me before, you know that I'm not the neatest chalker. I get into my work like crazy. So I've always got chalk paste on my fingers. It's a sign of a creative gene, I think. Okay, this is looking better. It's a little bit lumpy because I just scraped the sides. And I could work this a little bit more till it was perfectly smooth, but I'm not going to keep it here all night. So that looks pretty good. All right, so I'm going to be using a larger area, so I'm going to go with the larger squeegee, also the small squeegee. We do have a couple other sizes. The largest is 4 inches. So I'm going to take quite a bit of this orange and just kind of plop it around on the pumpkin. And I'm not going to get crazy and try to make the stem a different color. But I've got it all kind of up at the top. And what I'm going to do is just kind of pull the chalk down through the whole design. So just like so. It's so simple and fun to do, you guys. If you haven't tried this yet, you got to try it. It's really as easy as it looks. Cindy, I love the picture that you sent me. I actually had a peek at it in my car today. I love that you post your projects for me. That's always fun. She does a great job. So if you guys are working on projects, be sure to post them because that's awesome. I love seeing them. Okay, I've got it all covered. Now, just as I did before, I'm going to go over the whole design and scrape off all the excess. Try to use nice long strokes. And again, nice thin coat. The thinner your coat is, the better it looks, believe it or not. You should be able to see the design right through the paste that you've got on here. If you have any questions while I'm working, please ask. So I'm going to ask you a question now. When do you decorate for for fall and Halloween? Do you wait until September, October? Tell me when you decorate. Okay, that is good. We're going to pull that back. Oh, you're welcome. Michelle, you're awesome. Thank you for watching. I'm coming back. I'm going to be doing in-person classes and starting in September. If you're in my VIP group, you will hear all about them. So here we go. Look how cute this is. It's not really Halloween-y either, is it? Just because it's orange and black, it's just the sign of the symbol of the season, I think. So I'm gonna dry this just a little bit. And again, I'm avoiding my transfer at all costs. Don't want to get heat on that because it's like shrinks up a little bit and it gets all bent out of shape. Doesn't make it happy. I've done it by mistake before. Oh, thanks. So this is one of the classes I'll be offering in September. So if you are interested in that, keep an eye open in my VIP group and be sure that you are a part of that group too. No charge to join it, but that is where I do my specials and I post all of my local events in there. I'm also available to do private events. So if you have a few friends, I am going to be very careful about our social distancing at events. So there will be masks required. I know nobody likes them, but we got to do what we got to do, right? All right, so I'm thinking that I'm going to do just the arrows maybe in that that gold shimmer. Hi, Leslie. Harvest. I called it gold, but it's harvest. It's a really, really pretty color. I love using shimmers because they are always smooth as silk and they don't thicken at all. It's the weirdest thing. But I mix them together anyway just to make sure. You're in. Leslie, you probably ordered this one too, did you? Whoops. All right, I'm going to be working in a really tiny area here, so I'm going to use a different tool. This is called a multi-tool. It has a very small squeegee on one end. It's also got chalk on it. Very small squeegee right here. This end right here is perfect for cleaning your jars, getting all that chalk from inside the edges and stirring it all up. It works great. So I'm going to move this up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Maybe I'll zoom in for you. Let's see if I can move a little bit here so you can see. You're in, huh? Okay. All right, so let me get my little squeegee. This is really tiny, but I'm just going to scoop a little bit of that gold shimmer, harvest shimmer, and I'm going to leave it nice and thick on these arrows right here for now. Very small area, and that end of the arrow is very close to the O in one. So that is covered. Now we'll do the other end. That's covered. Okay, I'm going to put that to the side for a second and go in with the white and finish that lettering. This is going to be a pretty quick project tonight. That tool is the best. No, wish I did. I have plenty. Fear not. I was able to nab some things. Our fall transfers and things are so popular, they sold out really, really quickly. And we've also had some issues with shipping because a lot of people were laid off from our warehouses and they don't want to come back to work, number one. And number two, well, that makes us short-handed, but the second thing is that the postal system has been extremely slow, so that's been a little frustrating for us. But we're making do. We are. Okay, so I got that covered. I'm going to go quickly over the white and scrape that, trying to avoid the arrows. Pretty good. And then I'll go back and scrape that gold. Harvest gold, right? Yeah. It's all good. Okay, let's pull most of that back off and into the jar. I'll probably be using this Harvest Gold next fall too, because it really does last a long time. Unless you're doing really big projects, these things keep going. I chalk every night of the week, well, weeknights anyway. So I do use my chalks a lot. And I guess I love the colors, but I gotta say I use neutrals on every project that I do, like black velvet and white, as well as bark, that chocolate color. So let's pull this all off, and we will be done with this. Ta-da! Looks really good. All right, let's try this up for just a sec. Get all these little crumbs off. How adorable is this? I've been dying to use this transfer. All right. Does this make you want to go out and buy hay bales and corn stalks and pumpkins for your house? It does me. So that is my beautiful project for tonight. Again, if you are not part of my VIP group and you are local to me, or you like sales, write VIP in the comments. And if you are looking at what I'm doing and going, oh my gosh, that looks so much fun, I would love to get paid to craft like Susan does, write join in the comments and I will send you some information. What else? I'll be back tomorrow night, same time, same place, with another fun project. And I will be posting those events very, very soon. I'm just having to finish up a couple loose ends and we'll be ready to roll. I'm so excited just to do it, to see you guys again. I've missed having my classes all spring and summer, so it's going to be great to get back into it with you all. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow. Here is my website. I do believe this transfer is out of stock at the moment. If you are interested in getting one, though, I have some in stock, so write pumpkin patch in the comments and I can see that you get them. Okay? Have a great night and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye now. Thanks again.